and he's going to rip into him pretty hard. Pause. But let's move forward. Let's talk about our next game, and that's going to be this. That's going to be the Steelers defense steps up big and help lead comeback over Ravens 17-10. Once again, our boy, um, our boy Lamar Jackson did not look as good as you would think a guy who's one of the highest paid players in the league is supposed to look. And that's kind of been like every week now. And you know what? It's okay because he gives the Ravens comfort. They're 3-2 now. That was a game that they should have won, but they just didn't do enough yesterday to win that game. And the Steelers, once again, they find ways to win. The Steelers know that games aren't won in the first quarter. They're not won in the second quarter. They're won in the third and fourth quarter in reality. In reality, because we can have a team get blown out, be up 21 to zip first quarter, then lose that game 28 to 20, 28 to 24. You know what I mean? And then you can have a team that's been dominating all day, and everybody's like, well, it's just the Steelers defense is bad. The defense is not doing anything. Next thing you know, their defense is going crazy in the fourth quarter, and they're making big plays. They're making things happen, and you wind up losing the game. The game was at 10-3 most of the day, 10-3, and at one point it was 10 to zip. And the Steelers looked really hapless on offense. They truly did, and it would seem like they brought the stank in from the week before because they scored 6 points. 6 points. And then everybody has to remember they kind of had to put some things together against the Raiders, and that worked too. But in reality, this team just ain't good offensively. Now, the defense is really being led by TJ Watt. TJ Watt had 2 sacks yesterday. That was huge. Quan Alexander had a sack yesterday as well, too. And also Highsmith had a sack as well, too. But all in all, J.J. Watt made sure his presence was felt. And he even punched Zay Flowers in the face yesterday. That's how crazy this game really got in reality. So the Steelers really are a group that knows that their offense is limited. But by being a total unit, they can win any game they want to be honest with you. They really can. And they are in position to where if the game is close, this is a team that you really don't want to be in a close game with, to be honest with you. Because look at what happened with the Browns. Look at what happened with the Raiders as well, too. And they won those games simply off the fact that they didn't stop playing. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. Kenny Pickett, 224 yards thrown, threw for a touchdown, sacked 3 times, 18 for 32, 56.3 completion percentage, but 88.5 QBR. So that wasn't a good showing. But Jaylen Warren was decent yesterday, 40 yards on 9 touches. Najee Harris is struggling immensely. And the biggest run they had yesterday was from Gray Pickens, a wide receiver. But Gray Pickens had himself a game yesterday. He had an excellent game yesterday for a receiver. And he had 6 catches, 130 yards, and the touchdown that really set the tone for this game as well, too. So everything worked out so well for the Steelers yesterday. And you look at Lamar's numbers, another really, really just questionable game. 236 yards through the air, 57.9 completion percentage, threw a pick, sacked 4 times, 65.2 QBR. That's not a quarterback that's not a $40 million a year quarterback right there, guys. It's just not. And he didn't even do well in the run yesterday either. He had six runs, 45 yards that equated in him fumbling the ball, and it was a key fumble in this game that pretty much was the difference in this game as well, too. And you look at the numbers on the defensive end, the defense showed up. They did their job. They came in here and got their 4 sacks yesterday as well, too, but it just wasn't enough. Well, actually 3 sacks. Sorry about that. But they just wasn't enough. And then when I look at the bottom line, the numbers, the Ravens had 2 more plays, 67 to 65. They had 2 more first downs, 19 to 17. But the Steelers got off the field more on third down. They went 6 for 15, while the Ravens went 5 for 14. And that, to me, probably did make a difference in the end part of the game. And when you look at time possession, they were only a few seconds apart. So this was an absolute epic, and this will go down as the game of the week. So the Steelers, Ravens, can't wait till we get them in Baltimore in a few months, and that will be another doozy of a